Welcome, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Specifically here for Talking Packers with Steve, my NFL podcast here I do every single week on Wednesdays. Usually I do it 7 p.m. Central. Tonight, of course, you see I'm starting here at 10:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes I can do it in the afternoon. The episodes, I mean. Anyways, do these episodes of my NFL show on Wednesday afternoons. Very rare occasions I would do it in the morning, episode in the morning of this podcast NFL show. But usually the episode is done specifically, my start time is 7 p.m. Usually I'm on camera. Again, this week I'm not on camera. Again, for various reasons. Next week, I won't be on camera due to, after having some dental work done and stuff, I won't be in the mood in that realm of reason for not being on camera. So just fair warning for next week's episode of the show. But yeah, just want to share that off the top of this episode. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's team won, even though that's obviously not the case because not all teams win every game. That's not how that works. Some teams take L's, some teams take W's. That's how the NFL works. But you play to win the game, and you also play the game because, as much as we like to think we know exactly how games are going to go each and every week, let alone the whole entire season for a team, you just never know, right? Patriots taking it out to the Dolphins. And I'll be with it being go on from there. Big news here for the Packers. Talk about one of 32, my team I cheer for. Big fan of and shareholder. Aaron Rodgers back in the fold, ready to play against the Carolina Panthers. So looking forward to that. A good matchup there. Packers need to win out. What's there? Let's go through the last week's game. Falcons over the Saints, 20-17. Packers over the Browns, 27-21. Lions over the Buccaneers, 24-21. Chiefs over the Raiders, 26-15. Panthers over the Vikings, 31-24. The 49ers, 26-16 over the Texans. Bills, 13-7 over the Colts. Bears beat the Bengals, 33-7. Cowboys over the Giants, 30-10. Arizona over Tennessee. Cardinals over the Titans, 12-7. Low scoring affair, but cool to see Arizona getting a W and helps out Jacksonville. Broncos over the Jets, 23-0. Kind of worried Jets are actually going to win that game, as in before the game started, of course. Chargers over Washington, 30-13. The Jacksonville Jaguars over Seattle, 30-24. Eagles over the Rams, 43-35. Steelers over Ravens, 39-38. And as I mentioned, Dolphins over the Patriots, getting the win, 27-20. And now we'll move on to Week 15. Broncos against the Colts tomorrow for Thursday Night Football. I have Denver over the Colts, 13-7. I have the Lions over the Bears, 27-23. I have the Chiefs over the Chargers, 21-0. Eagles over the Giants, 45-13. Vikings over the Bengals, 35-17. Ravens over the Browns, 16-9. Washington over the Cardinals. Washington team 27, Arizona Cardinals 20. Packers against the Panthers, Aaron Rodgers back in the fold against Carolina. Going with the Packers, starting this win streak. Hopefully they can go all the way to the Super Bowl in Minnesota. But it has to start somewhere, because if it doesn't start against Carolina, then our chances drop from 45% to more like 10% chance of making the playoffs. Almost like a literal zero. So we need to get the W here for sure. So I have the Packers over the Panthers, 35-23. Saints over the Jets, 36-10. Bills over the Dolphins, 23-20. Jaguars over the Texans, 35-17. The Los Angeles Rams defeating Seattle. I have getting the W here. Sorry, my My good friend and just fan of the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah. But I hope to have him on the show again. Anyways, the Rams over Seattle getting the win 45-7, not 45-17, 45-32. Yes, I said 32. And this one I'm hoping for just in general. 49ers over the Titans in an upset. 49ers defeating Tennessee 13-7. Patriots over the Steelers 36-28. Cowboys over the Raiders 27-20. Raiders pretty much out of the picture for the playoffs. Pretty much. Pretending they have a chance, but I don't see it going down that way. And that was the Sunday night football game. Cowboys Raiders, and Monday night football game, Falcons Buccaneers. As much as I want Tampa Bay to win, and I'm sure I'll be picking or hoping for them to win, but we'll be predicting the Falcons to get the W 28-13. That's predictions and the recap from the last week, and predictions for this week for week 15 of the NFL season. I really do hope the Packers can get the win streak. I mean, we got to get a lot of things to happen for the Packers to make the playoffs. Like, I should just simply Google that. What has to happen for the Green Bay Packers to make the playoffs? Let's see if I can find something to let I'm sure others know this, and I know that was brought up on the. For the scenario, let's assume the Packers win the final 3 games of the regular season. Win out as we need to. It's going to be darn near impossible if they don't, but take this weekend game. If the Packers lose to the Carolina Panthers, they'll have no chance at catching the Minnesota Vikings for the division, nor can they catch the New Orleans Saints or Panthers. One of those teams leading the NFC South, the other one getting the wild card. The Atlanta Falcons would only need 1 win at one of their final 3 games to get them to surpass the Packers as well. That would be season over. Not only that, the Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions, and Seattle Seahawks would still be in the playoff hunt for that final spot if the Falcons don't take it. The 8-year streak of making the playoffs would essentially be over if we lose to Carolina. Our chances go down from 35 to more like 2%. But still saying there's a chance. So let's look at the divisions as they stand. Let's see here. Look here at the standings. I want to share this too. That's going to help the scenario. NFC East Eagles.
Does this scare you? It should. Clean gutters, not just messy, dangerous.
Sorry about that. I get when I'm trying to look up something on another tab. Apologize. Eagles have clinched the division. Dallas is 7-6. NFC West, the Rams are 9-4. Seattle are 8-5. NFC North, the Vikings are 10-3. Packers at 7-6. Lions 7-6. The mighty NFC North. Again, the mighty NFC North. NFC South, Saints are 9-4. Panthers are 9-4. And Atlanta is 8-5. With that battle going on there. Well, let's see some of the scenarios I look up on here online. What is the internet telling me? Well, here's one. The Packers win their final 3 games, which is what I said about in general. That means they're 10-6. They don't have to worry about the Lions because they'll guarantee a better record than the Lions who beat them in Week 17. As a vis-a-vis winning out, they won't have to worry about the Cowboys because Dallas can achieve no better than 10-6, and the Cowboys lost the Packers head-to-head. So Green Bay wins the tiebreaker. So, excuse me, that's good. The remaining teams in the mix are the Los Angeles Rams and Seahawks, one of which will win the West, and the Saints, Panthers, and Falcons will win the South, bringing in the Packers. That's basically 4 teams vying for 2 spots. The best chance the Packers have to work past Seattle, which whom they already have hold the tiebreaker, in Carolina, which whom they don't have a tiebreaker in our win-out scenario for that site. And there's a slim chance to win the division. That's why the Vikings officially haven't won that division yet. They would have if they would have won this past week, and part of me kind of wish they did, just to be quite honest. If the Vikings go 0-3 and the Packers go 3-0, both teams will be 10-6, and Green Bay wins the North because part of the Packers going 3-0 would be defeating the Minnesota Vikings. But in this scenario, the Packers defeat Minnesota in Week 16 at Lambeau Field. At that point, the two teams will have split the head-to-head. The second tiebreaker, division records, the Vikings are 3-3 in this scenario because they lost the Packers and the Bears, and the Packers are 4-2. So yes, if the Packers win out and the Vikings lose out, the Packers will win the division. That would be awesome, glorious, and almost a Christmas miracle, let alone New Year miracle, whatever you want to call it. Late Christmas present because the season ends on New Year's Eve, the 31st. That would be like a New Year's present, also a late Christmas present, whatever you want to call it. Just a holiday miracle, holiday gift for all Green Bay Packer fans, and a bad gift for all Minnesota Viking fans if this scenario plays out. I respect the Vikings, and they really earned this division this year, so actually part of me doesn't want us to win the division. I know that's not right to say as a fan of an NFL team, but me as a Green Bay Packer fan and how things have went this year and everything, we don't deserve to win the division. We really don't. We, let alone deserve to be in the playoffs. Another team deserves to win the Super Bowl or represent the NFC. Aaron got injured on that quote-unquote someone flu play, and something happening. Anything could happen to any player, any play in the NFL. It's a rough and tough sport, right? Some players say, football is not made for everybody, especially pro football. That's why somebody that, quit or have to stop it, whether it's right when they try to start in elementary time or either that part of their lives, high school, college, ending there, or let alone 1 year in the NFL, one of those. I forgot the player's name, former Wisconsin Badger actually, who played for the San Francisco 49ers in his career after just 1 year because of worry about injuries. But moving on to more things. How can Packers pass Carolina? Will you simply win? And how do we get past Carolina? Well, Seattle must lose one more game against the Rams, Cowboys, or Cardinals to finish no better than 10-6. The Packers are winning out anyways. That's all it takes, with the Packers owning the head-to-head tiebreaker for Seattle. And right, simple. It would be pretty helpful if the Rams went ahead and beat Seattle this weekend because it's not to Green Bay's advantage to have Seattle in position to win the NFC West. If Seattle wins Sunday, you would have the same record as the Rams and would own the tiebreaker, having gone 2-0 in head-to-head. Packers would rather jockey with Seattle than the Rams, since they've beaten the Seahawks and had a big tiebreaker. Even if the Rams win, that doesn't guarantee a division title. It would be a 2-game lead with 2 games left to play. But Seattle could win out and the Rams could lose out, and both end the year at 10-6. The first division titles, the Rams win this weekend, both teams would be 4-1 in the division, and win or lose scenario, the Seahawks would win the final division game, and the Rams would lose theirs, meaning Seattle would win the tiebreaker and tiebreaker in the division with both tied 10-6. So the Rams lose on Sunday, now they're 9-5, and Seattle is in great position to win the division. Now the Packers have to worry about a tiebreaker against the Rams, and that is where we lose. But if Seattle wins the West, how can the Packers get past the Rams? Well, let's say the Rams lose to Seattle. The Rams do wind up losing to their 2 final games as well. Green Bay would pass them on the record alone. Bad chance of that happening, but you never, ever know. Brett Hundley, in a way, saved our season. Just as much as Aaron Rodgers is going to be trying to save our season. Continuing. If the Rams do lose to Seattle, and the Seahawks go on to win the division, they would only have to win another final 2 games to do it. The Packers will need the Rams to lose at least 1 more game. That's putting an awful lot of faith in the Titans and the Niners. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. The Rams do lose the extra game and finish, and 6 the Packers have a chance to get them in the tiebreaker. The first tiebreaker record versus the NFC. Packers have an 8-4 record. In the scenario, the Rams can do better than 7-5. The Rams beat Seattle, lose their final 2 games, finish 10-6. We don't win the division because Seattle won the final 2 games, and also finish 10-6. Rams record versus the NFC would still be 7-5. First tiebreaker with Packers. The Packers would still get the edge, so that's great. The Packers are set up to have a tiebreaker edge over the Rams, but for any other But for any of this to happen, the Rams would have to lose one more time after losing to Seattle for the Packers to get past them. So we can get past the Falcons. Atlanta has one game leading the Packers. So in the scenario where the Packers win out, Atlanta must lose two of the next three against the Bucs, Saints, and Panthers, and finish 9-7. Possible but tough. We'll see. Yeah. So, alongside of this general, who should I cheer for? Well, of course, if you're a Packer fan, you're cheering for the Packers. You're cheering for Tampa Bay at least in week 15 and 16. Packers want the Bucs to beat Atlanta this weekend and Carolina the next one. And in fact, if Tampa Bay can win both games, the Packers are in great shape because in our win-out scenario, they would have officially passed Carolina and moved within one game of Atlanta. The Packers don't need to catch Atlanta if they can also bypass Seattle. But it would be more of an opportunity and better chance. There's a chance, though, as well, that we do want Tampa Bay to lose in Week 17 to shore up the division title for the Saints. But that's too complicated to predict now. We'll just go as it is here in our scenario. And we also want to cheer for the LA Rams in Week 15. And probably beyond. However, Seattle is a huge boost to the Packers because it would put Green Bay past Seattle in tie-breaking standings. And also would make it very difficult for the Seahawks to win the West, which is what the Packers want. The Packers might still wind up in the tiebreaker with the Rams if the Seahawks get past them, but that creates a more difficult situation for the Packers. So for now, let's cheer on the Rams, at least for this upcoming week, Week 15. Go LA Rams. And I've been cheering for the Rams and Jaguars in the past 4 weeks, all the way to the end of the season, because I want them both to win the division, their divisions, respectfully. Go Jaguars, go Rams. In essence, from an outside looking in. So I don't mind, and I won't have any issue cheering for the LA Rams this weekend because I have been for most of the season and will continue to the end of the season and maybe even to the playoffs. It might be my team in the NFC, maybe wanting to see a Rams-Jaguars Super Bowl because I think both teams are going to make the playoffs no matter what. Let's see a Rams-Jaguars Super Bowl. Then it might be tough to cheer for. So, but those are the teams I'm going to be cheering for if Green Bay does not make it. Like I said, I don't think they deserve to, but they do. Hey, cool. As a Packer fan, I'm going to welcome that. I'm not going to be poo-pooing it, but it's just that it wasn't our year this year to make it to the playoffs. It wasn't our year to go to any Super Bowl. So I want to see how the playoffs shake up and how that dance would go in the playoffs. But the Packers actually not in it. I know it ended the streak of 6 years and this and that. Boo-hoo is us, but situations just befall us. It's not Brett Hundley's fault we didn't make the playoffs. It's the Green Bay Packer team. Maybe would it be? Anyways, moving on. Another team to cheer for, the Saints in Week 16 and 17. Feel free to cheer for the Jets to beat the Saints in Week 15, since that keeps the Saints lose that scenario in play. Whether the Saints win or lose, they'll still be going to lose the tiebreaker for the NFC South and to get the Packers in as a wild card contender. But Green Bay wants the Saints to take that division and beat Atlanta in the process of Week 16 and be removed from the wild card mix. So cheer for them in their final 2 games this season. Saints losses only benefit the Packers. Saints losses only benefit the Packers if they lose all 3. Oh, yeah. Dallas in Week 16 and Arizona in Week 17. Both for those two to beat the Seattle Seahawks. And Cincinnati in Week 15 and Chicago in Week 17 to beat the Vikings. The best scenario, the Packers win out. Seattle loses once, preferably against the Rams, and doesn't end up winning the West. Carolina loses once, after loses the Packers, and then boom, playoffs. This was from a JSN Online, Journal Sentinel website where I got this sent out to y'all. I actually even go a little bit more in depth that I didn't share. So hopefully, if you guys cared to listen to that. If you did, well, to let me know what you thought of their thoughts. Like I said, I had to go from their website of Packers scenario for the playoffs. So giving them the credit again, jsonline.com, Journal Sentinel there. I think all that watch live, all that watch an archive. Enjoy the rest of your evening, rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow night for Steve's Wrestling Rambo prediction for 2017 edition of Clash of Champions, with hopefully my team and some awesome guests as well. So be my guest and let me know what you thought of this episode here, Talking NFL, Talking Packers with Steve, specifically the name of the show. Also, shout out to all broadcasting stations, WSCW Channel 7, WW Channel 9 here locally, Fox 55, which is also part of New Channel 7 now, teaming up there. And then also a shout out to a Rhinelander affiliate TV station. I didn't make this clear. Shout out there to them. They're in Rhinelander, news in the Northwoods. And their WAP, the weather app, the WAP. Get the WAP if you're in Rhinelander. If you're in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, or there in another part of Wisconsin. But I do want to give a shout out to this because I am looking into sports broadcasting. I do enjoy what I do here. Yes, I wish I was on camera more often, but a P would be. And I hope to see where that goes because I'm very passionate about what I do here. Yes, my episodes could be better, and I'm sure that's the case. My audio definitely could be better. I actually could be on camera. All those things are true. You know, I mean, heck, if I had a studio like any of those great news stations have, as per you kind of need that to be anything, I guess, to send in that in our line of work, in broadcasting in general, not just sports broadcasting, but broadcasting, television broadcasting. How I would look with the bright lights and being in front of a camera. I don't know. I may look worse than actually this resolution on my computer. Maybe not. I'm a handsome guy, I would say. May not be a Brad Pitt, but you never know. You never know. But point being is, I enjoy what I do. I do this each and every week, along with my other videos. I mean, if anybody out here, which I don't know, I assume probably won't be watching this, especially since I'm talking about this at the end of a short episode. Watching this. First, thanks for stopping by. If you're just watching this part or the whole thing, I thank you for your time. Welcome to leave a comment in the comment section below to just say hi so I know you stop by, or let me know on Twitter. I'm in representatives on any of the stations. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at Army_strong_06. Again, that is Army_strong_06. I'm big in the whole underscore stuff as I do for all my Twitter handles at talking_Packers for my NFL podcast, at politics_WI for local politics here in Wisconsin and state, national as well. State, local, national politics. I'll talk about there on Twitter, not here on the channel. Because you know how politics go over on YouTube. Anyways, also at WWE_podcast. So underscores I use a lot for all four of my Twitter handles that I have. But here specifically for this podcast, Talking NFL, it's at talking_Packers. And then my personal one at Army_strong_064. So if anybody from News Channel 7, Newsline 9, News in Northwoods, they're Channel 12, in Rhinelander, well, Channel 12 on TV, but in Rhinelander in their actual place. Thank you for taking time to watch, and I just want to say that I really am passionate talking sports, passionate about talking things in general, like having this outlet here on YouTube, and hope to make it something more. I'm working for one of your stations and growing from there. I may not have the actual job experience paid, and I certainly don't have credentials of a degree in journalism and broadcasting. That's true. But I have the passion, drive, determination, and want to be in sports broadcasting. I would do anything that I happen to, as one that does not have a degree, as one that does not have paid experience, but as been talking sports and otherwise on Blog Talk Radio and now here on YouTube for the past 6 to 8 years. In my life, it's pretty much been my life, as in, again, technically as a hobby, yes. Since I left the military, since I was during my time in service in the Army. USA all the way. So I just wanted to share that here in this episode because I'm sure I'll tweet this video to a representative from one of them, from each of them, and their station affiliates in general. See if we get any responses. But hey, either way, I just wanted to let them know that Stevie K here, Steven here from Central Wisconsin, is looking and ready to work. And not even just Wisconsin. If there's a news or radio, sports broadcasting, I was looking for someone with driving determination. I'm sure, yes, you are also looking for degrees from a degree, but my experience doing this for 6 to 8 years in the form of media that I have been doing it, again, blog talk radio, taking calls, doing weekly shows, let alone daily shows. When I was in Blog Talk Network, I used to have my NFL and wrestling podcast having to do videos each and every day with its own little gimmicks, so to speak, each day for the week. Whether it was, again, talking for wrestling and WWE or the NFL and slash NBA. And otherwise. So I may not have it in page, but I really do want to be a sports broadcaster. And I do feel that is what I figured out what I meant to do. I know it's not going to be easy, but I know I'm going to love it. It's going to be hard work and grueling work. But it's going to be something great that I know and want to make my career. So again, WSAW, WAOW, WDTF, or WTJ. Dang, I forgot the acronym for Rhinelander. I'm sorry, I have to apologize. But for the Northwoods senior affiliate. And anyone in the nation, North Dakota, South Dakota, Tennessee, California, Florida, Hawaii, heck. Because I lived in Hawaii for my time in the military, 4 years there. There aren't any smaller, big market, Chicago, Illinois, anywhere, that are hear the sound of my voice and are looking to hire someone that has a passion, determination, someone that would stay there at their station, whether it's television or radio, to talk sports or just broadcast in general, and take a jump and let it out. I'm not married as much as I, do want to find a girlfriend, but no, I'm able to work. I'm willing to do what I have to do, and that's to become the sport broadcaster I want to be. But again, I just wanted to share this here at the end. For those that have watched this entire podcast episode, I thank you. I kind of wish I did this at the beginning because then most of your listeners would hear this at the beginning. But point being is, I just want to share that. And I do hope maybe this helps me and maybe hearing from a radio or news outlet here locally in the state of Wisconsin or in one of the other 49 other states of this great nation, or even overseas. Who knows? I'm not biased against working in other countries to talk sports. They have sports too. Sports Mexico, Europe, other ones, or as well. Canada, they have the CFL. I enjoy watching that. So it doesn't just have to be the United States, but obviously, honestly, would like to prefer being here in my state here, in the Badger State here in Wisconsin, USA. But I just want to share that. Just give it a shot. Leap of faith. See where we go. For someone like me, like I said, don't have the degree and stages, knocking at my door, pounding at my door, wanting me. Just want to share. Sharing is caring, right? But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your day. I'll say this again. Tomorrow I'll be back. Steve's Wrestling Ramble 2017 edition. My prediction for the 2017 edition of Clash of Champions. That will be Sunday night, WWE. I still hope to go to WrestleMania. I haven't been to any WWE Pro Wrestling event at all in my life and hope WrestleMania to be my first one. But we'll see. God bless you all. Happy holidays to those that celebrate the holidays. If you're in the United States or anywhere. And above all else, as always, take care.